Hello to everyone, to all my viewers. So today I'm here, Ms. Sultana Begum, with class 8 Geography chapter 1, representation of geographical features. I request, before starting the video, I request the class 8 students to kindly go through the class 6 and 7 videos of chapter 1 present on my channel, so that you could relate it in a better manner. You will revise those in that, and then we'll come to class 8 on this video. So let's start with the topographical maps. Topographical maps, they are the large scale maps which shows elevation, relief, drainage, vegetation, man-made features like roads, railways, settlements, etc. And these topographical maps, they are used for engineering, public works, commercial and residential planning, and it is also very useful for defense and navigation. Then we have topic relief, and the study of relief, it includes the description of mountains, plateaus, plains, slope of land and lowest and highest points. Contour. Contour, it is an imaginary line which is joining places of the same height above the sea level. So contour, it is, first of all, it is drawn in the brown color on the topo map, and it shows the elevation of the land, it shows the steepness of its slope and shape of the land at various heights. And if you want to know the steepness of its slope, it is always expressed by the spacing of contours, and if it is crowded, that means within the short distance there is a great change in height, that is slope is steep, and if it is widely spaced, that means a gradual change in height and the gentle slope. Next is your contour features. Next, first one, continuous curved lines join places of the same height. These are contours are what? Contours are the curved lines which are joining the places of the same height. And next is your, it is drawn at the constant interval, which is also known as contour interval. Then closer together in areas of, if it is steep slopes, it will be very closer to each other, and if it is gentle, it will be wide apart in areas. And when you see its pattern, it resembles the shape of the land, and its value will always be written on the contour itself or towards the ascending side, okay, and it will always be shown in the brown color on a map. Then we have contours representation of relief. We have mountain, we have conical hills, we have plateaus also known as tableland, we have ridge, we have col or pass, we have saddle and gap. Mountains. Mountains, as you have all studied about the mountains from a very beginning in your drawing also. Mountains are the elevation which rises abruptly above the surrounding areas, and on a map, contours showing them are closely spaced within the increase in the contour value. Then we have conical hills. Conical hills, they are natural elevation of earth's surface. They are smaller than a mountain, and its base is broad and almost circular in shape and has a narrow peak, and contours here showing them are almost circular with peak of the hill as their center. Then we have plateau. Plateau, it is elevated plain with relatively level surface which falls down rapidly, and contours showing them are mostly concentrated on its sides, and its central part is almost without any contour. Since it is flat, so it will run out of any contour lines. Next is your ridge. Ridge are high elongated hills. They represent on the map by elliptical contours, and contours that are showing them are elongated and closely spaced. And then we have col or pass. Col or pass, that col, it is a short steep sided depression on the ridge. It is short steep sided depression on the ridge, and the roads which are usually follow these depressions, they are, such a passage is provided by a col in mountain, that is known as a pass, and it is a lowland before two mountain peaks. Then we have saddle. Saddle is what? When depressions between the mountain peaks becomes broad and low. It becomes broad and low. It resembles the shape of the saddle of the horse. And then lastly we have gap. A gap, it is a pass. It is a pass which has been lowered by the action of the running water. So next we have settlements. We have settlements. First of all, settlements are of two types. They are temporary and permanent. Then we have types of settlement. Rest of the settlement, that is nucleated or compact pattern. Second one is dispersed or scattered settlement, and third one is linear or ribbon pattern. I have explained these in class 6 and 7 videos also of chapter 1. Kindly go through that also to understand it in better and easy way. First we will start with nucleated or compact pattern. Here a number of houses are built close to one another along the narrow streets. Size of compact settlements depends upon the fertility of the soil. As the fertility of the soil is good, the population will be increasing. Next is the dwelling are arranged in compact groups, irregular in older towns and regular and geometrical pattern in new towns as they have been planned. Next is they are found close to the source of water in the areas of fertile soil at the confluence of river, a quarry or an industrial site also. It is also known as modern or model settlements. You can see the figure here. You have to draw the figure and then you have to write. Next we have dispersed or scattered settlement. Scattered or isolated dwellings, they are known as, they are found in sparsely populated areas, or you can find them in animal rearing or large farm areas. They have poor soil, or they can be highlands, they can have lack of water supply and adverse climate conditions. They help them to create. Dispersed, they are far away, because then you can see in the figure here. Then we have linear or ribbon pattern. These develop along the roadsides, rivers, canals or a railway line, and everyone wants to take the advantage of the front line of the main road or the canal. So most of the time everybody is taking advantage here. So what happens, the interior of these is therefore left underdeveloped, causing the wastage of valuable land. So here growth of development also depends on availability of water for domestic, agriculture or industrial purposes. And such a pattern, they can be seen along the perennial sources of water. You can see the figure of linear or ribboned pattern here. So we come to an end of this chapter. Hope you understood it much. So until the virus is gone, stay home, stay safe. See you in the next video soon. Take care.